Good afternoon, my bass fishing friends. Today we are talking weightless Senko'S, how to fish them, and everything you want to know about weightless Senko'S. Let's go. Yes, we are looking at weightless Senko'S. A few months ago I got a comment from Dayan Dasu. He was asking, could you make a video on how to fish different lures and rigs, such as a wacky rig, finesse jigs and weightless Senko'S and so on. So Dayan, I am here. It took time, 4 months, I'm sorry, couldn't get there, but today I'm here with the weightless Senko'S. So let's take a closer look at weightless Senko'S, what we need. First off, you know how we do these videos. I start with hardware, rods and reels. Now you can use a baitcaster rod and reel, but I prefer spinning gear for this technique. The rod I use here is a Okoma Aerial. You've seen it before. It's a 7 foot. It's a medium heavy. You can a medium action rod, medium heavy. I like the medium heavy because I fish through grass. It's got stout tip. You can pull it through the grass. And then spinning gear, what I like to do with line, I use smash braid, the yellow, orange yellow line, 15 pound, and then a 12 pound fluorocarbon leader. Now fluorocarbon, you can use Seiko Invisics as a leader line, and or Seiko Basics as a leader line. The length is maybe 2 rod lengths. You tie it using a double uni knot to tie them together, or your favorite knot that you want to use to tie them together as a leader. Important thing is that you use a leader line, especially fluorocarbon, because the fish doesn't see it, and they don't, and it's got zero stretch, and it's very abrasive resistant, so it makes it easier. The reason I use colored braid, yellow braid especially, is for indication. When you catch a fish, when you get a bite on that, you can see when it takes the line. In a video I'll show you the technique that I use and how it works when you can see that it takes the line. Okay, hardware out of the way. Terminal tackle, what do we need for weightless Senko'S before we get to bait? Terminal tackle, usually you hear me talk about the mega bite, size 3 hooks. Very stout hooks, very sharp hooks. Caught a lot of fish on these hooks. You can also use the Sensation white caps. These ones are size 3s, so I suppose we'll come to sizes now. And then lately what I've also been using is the Komatsu, the spring lock, offset spring lock hooks, and even the Sensation ones, the frog hooks. It might sound weird, but you're going to see what we do with them in the video. So bait wise, now when we talk about Senko'S, for the older guys who are used to bass fishing, who have been into bass fishing for a long time, when you hear the word Senko, there's one bait that stands out, and that is the Gary Yamamoto Senko. Unfortunately, I don't have them here, but that is the word where that Senko bait came from. Now, many companies make Senko baits. They usually call it stick baits, like your stinger from culprit baits. They call it the stinger. Your KVD, they call it the Ocho. The General from Berkeley power baits. Guggen, they have your Lanka locks and your Yam dingers. Now the Yam dingers also, they are stick baits. Now you get them in different sizes, 4-inch, 5-inch and 6-inch baits. Me, I prefer 4-inch and 5-inch Mason. I usually use only 4-inch baits. Alright, so colors, different colors. It depends on your water clarity and what the fish usually catch them on. Ask around for other people what types of colors do they use. Usually you use the basic colors. Like this one is a 5-inch. Is watermelon, black and blue, watermelon red flake from Guggen, black red flake, this one, like your young dinger, I've unboxed him before with the chartreuse tail. Different colors. It depends what the fish tells you what they want. How do you rig them? So we even have white ones. So I don't know, I think for the camera let's use the white ones. Now it's a very simple thing. This is a 4-inch stinger, but I think for visual it's going to be easier. So we're going to take, usually I pair up a 4-inch Senko with a 3-inch hook. Usually you pair up a 3-inch hook, a 4-inch Senko with a size 3 hook. It just works. And then a size 5 hook, a size 4 hook to a 5-inch Senko. Okay, so 3-inch, here we go. Let's rig it. So we take our hook, this is our hook, as you can see. Now you take your bait, you put it in there and you break it so that the tip is there. You slide your hook, your bait down, and you're gonna turn it. So your knot will be there. You turn it and then you just make sure. The one secret with this technique is that the worm must be straight. So you go right through the hook, you see, and then you expose it so that just the point of the hook is covered. And that is how you rig your Senko. That is your Senko. That is your weightless Senko rig. Weightless means you don't put the weight on. You don't put the worm weight on, nothing. Because what's going to happen is when you cast this out, it's going to shimmy in the water. Because some of these baits have got a lot of salt in them. So they move in the water, they shimmy in the water. And that is usually it triggers the fish. Okay. So that's one way of rigging a Senko. Now, because we have a 5-inch here, that is very nice. I'm going to demonstrate something that I've done lately and it works. Is I use a worm hook or one of these hooks with the spring locks. Okay. And what I do is you rig it like you rig a frog, your soft body frogs that you put on the worm. You tie this on and then you just center it. You see where the hook comes out, push through, and there. It makes it even more straight, you see. And you tie it. And that is it. That is simple. So this is a new one with a spring lock system. It keeps the bait a little bit longer. Because usually when the fish takes it, it breaks it off or something. So here it lasts a little bit longer when you use a spring lock. I know not many people do that, but it works. You get different spring lock hooks from Sensation, from other companies, so you can use that. Now, technique wise, we'll put it on a video for you how I fish them. Is I cast them out. That's why I use spinning gear, because you can make very long casts, and it's a very light lure. It's very light, even with a spring lock on, but it casts like a dream, especially on spinning gear. Cast it out as far as you can, between the grass, wherever, or you know where you want to fish. Cast it out and you let it sink on a slack line. Just let it sink. You leave it and let it sink. Sometimes you leave it till it falls on the bottom, and you will see the line will just hang light, and then you just hang on. You dead stick it, and then sometimes you can reel up a little bit and just pop it. Let it just lift up and fall again, and then you pop it up and let it fall it again and leave it. Sometimes you can. Sometimes I fish it. I cast it out, wait for a minute before I pop it. Sometimes you will stay for 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and the fish will just come in and take it. But in the Rosie caught a personal PB on a weightless Senko, on a young dinger. When I unboxed it the other day, There was a color. This one, green pumpkin chart. The ones that with young, what I like about it, there's a hook recess, if you can see it. So a size 3 fits in perfectly in there. Then you can, it becomes weedless, and that is why it's so effective between grass and things, because it's a weedless bait. You can fish them between the grass and you won't get tangled up. Guys, that is it. I think that is the only thing we need to talk about with weightless Senko'S. Wacky rigs, we'll talk about it later in a later session. I'll do another video for Wacky. But I think that is it. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for the likes and thanks for the subscribers. For the new subscribers, thank you and welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy the channel. And put in the comment section what you want us to cover. And then thank you very much. Have a great afternoon and God bless. And see you on the bank. Kite lines.